This is the world's most wanted hacker. He breached Motorola, Nokia, and left the FBI chasing him for 3 years.
Today, but more a hacker for intellectual curiosity. A hacker is somebody that enjoys the intellectual challenge, likes to take things apart, likes to stretch technology, and do things that it wasn't.
After his release, he built a multi-million-dollar cybersecurity company. This is the story of Kevin Mitnick, the FBI's most wanted hacker. Kevin Mitnick's hacking journey began with LA's bus system. By age 12, he figured out how to bypass the punch card system, allowing him to ride any bus for free by collecting discarded transfers. Soon, his curiosity extended to phones, radio signals, and eventually, computers. From innocent pranks, like taking over the voice at a McDonald's drive-thru, he honed his skills, not for profit but purely for curiosity. He saw hacking as a mental challenge. "I was never a hacker for profit," he said, "but more a hacker for intellectual curiosity." In high school, Mitnick met other hackers who challenged him to access systems as a test of skill. By age 16, he accepted a dare to hack into Digital Equipment Corporation's DEC network, which led him to his first significant target, DEC's ARC system. Using social engineering, he persuaded the administrator to reveal the password, allowing him to access the system within minutes. DEC pressed charges, resulting in Mitnick's first ever arrest. Mitnick continued his exploits, hacking into companies like Pacific Bell, Motorola, and Nokia.
I was hired to break into a major bank. When I first went into the lobby of the skyscraper, it was over 50 stories. They had armed security, guys with guns. You'd have to sign in a log after showing your driver's license, and then you could use your access card to get to the elevator to go up to your floor. So what I did is I found the number to the leasing office of the building. I called it. I said I was Jim Smith, that we just had a fire in the building. Very next day, I'm now walking around with the leasing agent. She's showing me
Nokia. His targets weren't chosen for their value, rather, they were complex systems he wanted to understand. The deeper he went, the more he developed a reputation in the hacker underground. In 1992, he sensed that the government was building a new case against him. When he learned his conversations were being monitored, Mitnick went underground. For 3 years, he evaded authorities, continuing his hacking exploits while on the run. Mitnick's capture in 1995 became a high-stakes game involving computer security expert Tsutomu Shimomura and investigative journalist John Markoff. After Mitnick allegedly hacked Shimomura's system, Shimomura took it personally and worked alongside the FBI to track him down. On February 15, 1995, after weeks of tracing his movements, the FBI arrested him at an apartment in Raleigh, North Carolina. The charges piled up, ranging from computer fraud to wiretapping, and he was sentenced to 4 years in prison, with 8 months in solitary confinement.
That serviced the FBI cell phones numbers of the agents that were chasing me. So to make a long story short, I was able to get the cell phone numbers of the agents, and then by hacking into the cellular provider, I could monitor where they physically were, physically in Los Angeles. I could also monitor who they were calling and who was calling them. So based on my traffic analysis and my location data, I was able to find out if the feds ever got close. And in one time, they did. I had an early warning system set up in 1992 when I was working as a private investigator in Los Angeles. And when the warning system was tripped off, I found out that the FBI was actually at my apartment, and I was a mile away in Calabasas. But I just drove in from the apartment to work. So obviously they weren't there to arrest me, and I didn't think if they were still near my apartment that it was to surveil me. So the only logical thing is that they were there to conduct a search, and that means to get a search warrant. They didn't have a search warrant yet. So in every criminal case, when they have to get a search warrant from a judge, they have to write down the precise description of the premises to be searched. It's the Fourth Amendment stuff. And so I figured out that that was going on. And so the very next day, I cleaned up, that evening I cleaned up everything from my apartment that the FBI may be interested in. And then the very next day I went out to Winchell's Donuts and got a big dozen assorted donuts, and I labeled the box FBI Donuts, and I put it in the refrigerator. So when they were going to come search, the only thing they would find is I had some donuts for them. They searched the next day. They didn't find anything. I don't even know if they opened the refrigerator, but if they did, they didn't help themselves to a donut for some reason. I don't know why.
The media painted Mitnick as a cyber villain, but he maintained that he never used the data he accessed for profit or malicious intent. For him, it was always a game, albeit a high-stakes one. After his release in 2000, Mitnick redirected his skills from hacking to security consulting. He realized that his knowledge of systems, networks, and human vulnerabilities was invaluable to companies wanting to defend themselves against modern cyber threats. He founded Mitnick Security Consulting and began working with global corporations to test their defenses.
I mean, I didn't know what was on the stick.
Yeah, but people go to conferences and there's jars of USB drives and people just usually plug it in and don't think the better. But people have known for years, you never do this.
Yeah.
But you have to think about how have hackers evolved in their tradecraft to even do this with something that's so simple that anybody would fall for it. So think about, do you have an iPhone or an Android?
I do.
You do. So you charge it with the cable.
You which.
So you charge the phone, right, with the cable?
Today his team includes elite, white-hat hackers who test security systems and advise businesses on how to avoid attacks from hackers with.
Enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Your support motivates us to create more engaging and informative content. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family. The more engagement we get, the better the YouTube algorithm will promote our channel, allowing us to reach a wider audience. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video. Bye-bye.